If you thought the Lil Durk and King Von saga was finally over, think again. Because tonight, Asian Doll just flipped the entire Chicago rap scene upside down. What started as a few cryptic tweets turned into a full-blown confession that nobody, and I mean nobody, saw coming. Fans are calling it the realest expose in years, while others say Asian Doll just crossed a line she can't come back from. Her new life went viral within minutes, and the internet can't stop replaying the part where she said, "Durk lied about what really happened to Von." That sentence alone froze the comment section. The tension, the betrayal, the tears, it's all out there now. Screenshots, leaked DMs, and a shaky phone call that's already being deleted faster than it spreads. The internet's divided. Some think she's telling the truth, others believe she's clout chasing. But one thing's for sure, the walls around OTF are starting to crack. Because when a woman who once claimed to carry Von's soul turns against Lil Durk, that's not drama anymore. That's a reckoning. Stay locked, because what you're about to hear might change how you see this entire story forever. When Asian Doll went live that night, nobody expected what was coming. She looked tense, not the confident, flashy version fans usually saw. This time she was raw, emotional, and visibly shaking. The camera flickered as thousands joined the concert in seconds. Comments flooded in. "What's wrong, Asian? Is this about Durk again? Don't say too much!" But she didn't blink. She leaned closer to the camera and said in a low voice, "I've been quiet for too long. They think I'm scared to tell the truth about what happened to Von." That sentence hit like a bomb. People instantly started screen recording. Within minutes, clips were flying across X, Instagram, and YouTube. Lil Durk's name began trending before he even realized what was happening. Asian took a deep breath and continued. "He told everybody one story, but that's not what really happened. Von didn't deserve what they did to him." Her voice cracked, and the comments section exploded with thousands of "What did they do?" and "Expose him." Fans who'd followed King Von's story since day one knew how close Asian was to him. She wasn't just another girl. She was part of his pain, his rise, and his tragedy. So when she accused Lil Durk of lying, it didn't feel like a clout move. It felt like unfinished business. She whispered something about deleted messages and a call that was never meant to go public. Then she went silent, scrolling through her phone like she was looking for proof. The viewers could hear the faint vibration of her notifications going off nonstop. Then she said, "Y'all remember when Durk said he talked to Von that night? That was a lie. I got the real call. I got the real messages." The energy in the chat turned chaotic. "Drop them," someone wrote. Another said, "If this is real, Durk is done." Before showing anything, Asian took a long pause and said, "I ain't doing this to hurt anybody, but y'all deserve to know who was real and who was faking loyalty for cameras." Her tone shifted. It wasn't anger anymore. It was pain mixed with exhaustion. You could tell she'd been holding this in for years. Then came the first twist. An audio clip she claimed was from the night before King Von's death. The sound was grainy, but the voices were undeniable. A male voice, calm, cautious, and heavy with guilt, said, "We shouldn't have gone that route." Another voice, softer but trembling, replied, "He didn't know they were gonna pull up like that." The audience froze. Asian whispered, "Y'all hear that? That's Durk!" The chat exploded again. People were tagging every blog, every outlet, every influencer they could. Within 10 minutes, Asian Doll exposes Durk hit trending on X. Say Cheese TV reposted the live. Candidly, Cassie tweeted, "This is wild. Asian Doll just dropped receipts that could shake Chicago to its core." But the internet wasn't the only one watching. Inside OTF's circle, phones were ringing non-stop. One of Durk's close associates, who went by the name Mello, posted on his story, "Stop believing Cap. Y'all love drama more than truth." But the post disappeared within minutes. Another member simply tweeted, "She is playing with fire." Meanwhile, Asian kept going. "They told y'all Von was reckless. They said he started everything. But ask yourself, why would someone who was on top, who was making millions, risk it all that night?" She slammed her phone down on the table. Because somebody told him something that wasn't true. Somebody led him into that setup. Fans started stitching her live with old clips of Lil Durk interviews, analyzing every word, every facial expression. One fan wrote, "He has been guilty in his eyes since 2020. Another commented, "If this is true, the whole OTF image is done." The Asian looked off camera for a second, like someone in the room was telling her to stop. Then she said softly, "They wanted me to shut up. They told me move on. But how do you move on when you still hear his voice in your dreams?" Tears rolled down her cheek. That moment broke people. You could feel the hurt through the screen. At that point, a call notification flashed on her live, name blurred, but she ignored it. She wiped her tears and continued, "I don't care what they do to me after this. Durk, you know what you told me that night. You told me Von shouldn't have gone there. But you also said you didn't expect him to die." Her words echoed. The audience fell silent for a moment before the chat went wild again. "She got proof! He knew! Durk's career is over." Asian turned her phone toward the camera, showing what looked like a screenshot of a conversation. The messages were blurred, but the top contact name clearly said, Durkio. One message read, "It got too deep. I can't say much. Keep it low." The next said, "You know how this goes. Just protect yourself." Before anyone could analyze the rest, the live froze for a few seconds, like it was being reported. When it came back, the Asian said, "See? They trying to take my life down already. But I got backups. Y'all can't silence the truth." People started flooding Twitter, saying the live show was glitching. Some claimed it was YouTube flagging her account. Others said OTF was behind it. But the Asian looked directly into the camera and said, "If anything happens to me after this, y'all know who did it." That single line sent chills across the internet. It wasn't entertainment anymore. It felt like a confession that carried weight. A blogger posted, "This is not just tea. This sounds like fear." And just when everyone thought she was done, she hinted there was more, much more. She said, "Y'all think that audio was bad? Wait till y'all hear the part he told me to delete." She smirked faintly, as if she knew she had everyone's attention in the palm of her hand. At that moment, the comment count jumped past 100K. People begged her to drop the rest. But she said, "Not yet. Y'all ain't ready for that. Let's just say Von knew something he wasn't supposed to." She ended that life abruptly, saying, "I'll be back in an hour." And just like that, blackout. The internet went crazy trying to find her next gig. Reddit threads popped up within minutes. YouTubers started going live reacting to the clip. "Asian doll just ended Lil Durk's piece," one streamer said. "If this next drop comes, OTF is cooked." Fans started dissecting the leaked audio, slowing it down, trying to confirm if that really was Durk's voice. Some said it was edited, others swore it was real. Academics even hinted on his stream that the voice sounded similar. Meanwhile, Lil Durk hadn't said a word. His Instagram stories were empty. His team was silent. The last post he had, a picture with the caption, "Loyalty over everything," suddenly flooded with snake emojis. Behind the scenes, everyone waited for his reaction. Would he respond publicly? Would he ignore it? Or would this spiral into something bigger than music? Because deep down, fans knew this wasn't just an online spat. This was personal. And if Asian really had that second clip, everything could change overnight. As the minutes turned into hours, people started noticing something strange. The first life disappeared from an Asian's account. Re-uploads were being taken down fast. Some said it was copyright strikes. Others believed someone powerful wanted it gone. But by then, it was too late. The internet had already saved it. And just as the rumors hit their peak, an Instagram notification popped up that froze everyone's timeline. Lil Durk had finally gone live. When Lil Durk finally went live, the internet was already on fire. Hundreds of thousands of people rushed within seconds. You could hear the nervousness in his voice before he even spoke. The screen showed him sitting in a dimly lit studio, hoodie up, diamond chain glistening under the neon light. His eyes were heavy, not from anger, but exhaustion. He looked like a man who'd just realized that silence wasn't helping him anymore. "Y'all believe anything," he started. His voice cracked a little, then steadied. "I've been quiet because I don't feed the internet. But some of y'all acting like y'all was there that night. Y'all wasn't." The comments instantly flooded. "So, you lying? What about Asian audio?" "We heard the call." But he ignored them, glancing at his phone off-screen like he was reading messages from someone on his team. "I loved Vaughn," he said. "I still do. But people are playing with his name and mine too. I ain't with that." That line only made things worse. Screenshots of the Durkio messages were still spreading, and fans weren't letting go. He leaned forward, hands clasped, and said, "Asians know what she is doing. She mad 'cause I didn't pull up for her interview. She wanted clout. That's all this is." But then, in real time, Asian Doll commented on his life. "Stop lying before I post the second clip." The chat went insane. Thousands of comments flooded in at once. People were screenshotting the moment like it was a historical event. Durk froze for a second, looked down at the comments, and then sighed deeply. "You do what you gotta do," he said, almost whispering. "I know what's real." That short exchange became the top trending moment on every blog within minutes. Candidly, Cassie uploaded a reaction video titled, "Lil Durk nervous on live as Asian Doll threatens to drop second clip." The clip got 500,000 views in an hour. Meanwhile, Say Cheese TV posted, "Asian Doll calls Lil Durk out live. Fans say he folded." Behind the scenes, things got even messier. A known OTF insider tweeted and deleted, "She is not lying about the call. I was there when Durk got that message." That tweet alone sent social media into full panic. Threads formed instantly, fans trying to identify the insider. Some claimed it was someone from Vaughn's old camp. Others thought it was a burner from inside OTF itself. Meanwhile, Durk's life ended abruptly. He didn't say goodbye, he just stared at the screen for a moment and ended it. Fans could hear someone off camera say, "Turn it off, bro." It was chilling. Less than 30 minutes later, the Asian went live again. This time she didn't cry. She looked calm, almost too calm. The kind of calm that means someone already decided to burn everything down. "I told y'all," she said. "If he lies again, I'll drop it." She tapped her screen, and the live screen split into two, playing an audio file. The clip started mid-conversation. A woman's voice, clearly Asian, said, "You told me he wasn't supposed to be there." A man's voice replied, "I ain't saying that. I said I didn't expect it to go that far." Then a pause, followed by the sound of someone breathing heavily and saying, "They told me to say it was random." The voice matched Lil Durk's tone almost perfectly. The chat exploded. "It's him. That's Durk. This is wild." But then she muted the clip and said, "Before y'all go crazy, remember, this is from my phone. This was a private conversation. He told me this before the blogs even knew Vaughn was gone. People couldn't process it." The timeline went insane. Academics tweeted, "If this audio is real, this might be the biggest scandal in modern rap." In the comments, fans were split. Some said Asians were doing too much and using Vaughn's name for views. Others said she was brave for finally speaking up. But the most shocking reaction came from King Von's mom, who posted a cryptic Instagram story. A broken heart emoji with the words, "Now the truth is coming out." That one story made the entire situation spiral further. Inside Chicago, sources started leaking DMs. One alleged that certain OTF members were being questioned again about events from that night. Another claimed lawyers were revisiting old footage. Whether it was real or fake didn't even matter. The damage was done. The streets were talking again, and Lil Durk's reputation was on the line. The Asian kept going. "They told me to delete that voice note. He begged me not to post it. Said it would ruin everything. But I saved it. And I ain't saving nobody no more." Her phone buzzed mid-sentence. She looked down, laughed, and said, "Oh, now you calling?" Too late. The camera briefly caught her notifications. It looked like a FaceTime from someone saved as D. Fans froze the clip, zoomed in and confirmed the contact photo was Lil Durk. Moments later, her life got cut off again. This time it didn't come back. When fans tried to refresh her profile, they saw user not found. People started tweeting, "Did they delete Asian Doll's account?" And OTF took her down. The conspiracies got darker by the minute. Meanwhile, Lil Durk posted an Instagram story saying, "Y'all believe anything. God knows the truth." But the tone wasn't defensive anymore. It sounded like damage control. His next post was a picture of King Von with the caption, "Forever my brother." They can't break that. but fans weren't buying it. Comments were filled with, "You lying, we heard the tape," and "Why did she get your voice, bro?" Even other artists started chiming in. One of Von's old affiliates tweeted, "Been said this, nobody wanted to listen. She just said it louder." Rap pages went into full overdrive. Within an hour, 3 YouTubers had posted Asian Doll versus Lil Durk full timeline explained videos, each hitting 100K plus views. The situation started snowballing into something bigger. Brand deals quietly pulling back, promoters pausing tour announcements. The industry was watching closely. And then came the twist nobody saw coming. A leaked screenshot from an alleged group chat between Lil Durk, Mello, and another unnamed contact. The message read, "We gotta shut that down before it spreads. Call her." Fans shared it everywhere, claiming it was proof of intimidation. Durk's team denied it instantly, calling it AI generated, but people didn't care anymore. The narrative had already formed. Asian Doll was exposing what everyone else was too scared to say. Late that night, a reporter from a small blog claimed she'd received an anonymous email with a subject line that said, "The real reason Von died." Attached was a document containing names, times, and supposed messages between Durk and others. Though unverified, it fueled the story further. At this point, what started as a petty argument turned into a full-blown internet investigation. Old clips resurfaced, like Lil Durk's Breakfast Club interview, where he said, "Von was my heart." Man, now fans were dissecting his tone frame by frame, comparing it to the leaked voice clip. But the question remained, would Asian Doll really release everything she had? And what would it mean if she did? Because even though people were split, the internet was hungry for more. As the night ended, one thing became clear. This wasn't going away. It was bigger than music, bigger than loyalty, and deeper than any feud. And somewhere in a quiet studio, Lil Durk sat staring at his phone, watching the world turn against him one post at a time. The next morning, social media looked like it had been hit by a bomb. Every timeline, every story, every YouTube recommendation was about one thing: Asian Doll versus Lil Durk. Even people who didn't follow Chicago rap were now watching clips, debating, or picking sides. On TikTok, the hashtag DurkExposed passed 2 million views overnight. And in the middle of that chaos, an Asian Doll reappeared. Her account was back, like it was never gone. She posted a story. "They tried to silence me, but God didn't sleep." It was simple but chilling. Within minutes, her new live announcement hit hundreds of thousands of notifications. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's team was scrambling. They issued a short statement to TMZ. "These claims are false. Lil Durk has always shown love and respect for King Von and his family. We ask the public to stop spreading misinformation." But by the time it dropped, nobody cared. Screenshots and audio had already taken over the narrative. When Asian went live again, her tone was completely different, calm, sharp, and unbothered. She said, "They want to call me crazy. They want to say I'm emotional. But y'all ever noticed it's only crazy when a woman tells the truth?" She paused, looked into the camera, and continued, "I got no reason to lie on Durk. He knows what he told me. I was there when he cried about Von, but I was also there when he said, 'They gon' think it's random. It's random.'" That quote spread faster than wildfire. Even Candidly Cassie reposted it with the caption, "This ain't gossip. This is a confession from the inside." But then something unexpected happened. A close friend of King Von's mom went on IG Live. She didn't name names, but she said, "Von told me weeks before it all went down that he wasn't trusting certain people around him." The comments flooded with people asking, was he talking about Durk? And did Asians know too? As people tried to piece together timelines, another layer of the story appeared. A clip of Lil Durk from 2021 resurfaced, where he said, "Sometimes you lose people you can't protect." Fans connected that line to Asian's new claims. The puzzle started to make sense for people who wanted to believe her. Meanwhile, Durk stayed quiet. No new posts, no lives, nothing. Silence. The kind that makes people more suspicious than any denial could. Blogs were calling it the quiet before the storm. Asian's life continued for nearly 30 minutes, and halfway through, she said something nobody expected. "This ain't even about Durk no more. It's about how everyone acted after Von was gone. People got rich, people got fame, but who really showed love? She then played a voice memo from Vaughn that said, "You know who really is riding for me if I ain't here no more." The internet froze. That voice, familiar and raw, cut through everything. She started crying again, but wiped her tears fast, whispering, "I just miss him, man. I just miss him." Her pain made the story even bigger. Fans started flooding King Von's old videos with comments like, "He knew, Asian was right, and Durk gotta speak." But then, out of nowhere, Lil Durk finally broke his silence again. He didn't go live this time. Instead, he posted a black screen with a caption that said, "The truth always comes out when people need attention. I sleep well at night." That single post reignited everything. People took sides again. Some called him cold-hearted. Others said, he moves smart. But hours later, something wild happened. An anonymous account uploaded a new clip to X titled The Missing Audio, Part 2. It was barely a minute long, but the voices matched perfectly to the ones from Asian's previous live. In it, a man said, "I didn't tell him to go. I just told him it was handled." Then silence, followed by the same voice saying, "They said don't say nothing till after it's over." The caption read, "This is the part she didn't play." Within minutes, the clip had over 2 million views. Major blogs reposted it, and even verified journalists began discussing it. Fans now demanded legal action, saying this wasn't just drama, it sounded like evidence. Asian reposted the clip with a single word, "Told y'all." At this point, the rap community was divided in a way it hadn't been since the Tupac and Biggie days. OTF supporters defended Lil Durk, calling the clips edited. Others said they'd lost all respect for him. The situation even spilled into clubs. DJs stopped playing Durk's tracks mid-set in some Chicago spots, switching to King Von's songs instead. Then came one of the most emotional moments yet. King Von's mom went live for the first time since the drama began. She didn't take sides. She simply said, "All I want is peace." But peace can't come from lies. Her voice cracked at the end, and that one statement broke everyone's hearts. It was no longer entertainment. It was grief revisited. Behind the scenes, people close to Durk claimed he was planning to release a statement video, not a diss track, but a sit-down explanation. One insider said, "He is tired. He wants to talk, but he doesn't know how it's going to be received." But before he could, more evidence appeared online. Screenshots of alleged text messages between Durk and Asian Doll, showing him begging her to keep it off the internet. Even though the authenticity was questioned, the damage was permanent. Every new leak made Durk look guiltier in the court of public opinion. The following day, a trending topic appeared: justice for Von. People were demanding reinvestigations, new interviews, and transparency. This wasn't a story anymore. It had become a movement. And through it all, Asian Doll stayed quiet this time. She posted one last thing, a selfie with a caption that read, "The truth doesn't need proof." That caption alone was enough to make her live rent-free in the algorithm for the next 48 hours. But here's where it gets dark. A few users claimed they received DMs from fake accounts pretending to be her, offering exclusive unposted clips for money. Scammers had entered the game. The chaos was spiraling beyond control. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's streaming numbers began to dip slightly, but ironically, his name dominated headlines, meaning the controversy was still feeding the machine. He dropped a cryptic song snippet on his story. "They gon' say what they want. I've been through hell. I just don't front." Fans immediately speculated it was aimed at Asian Doll. That clip trended for an entire day. Some called it a comeback. Others said it sounded like guilt turned into art. Either way, both sides won the internet war. Millions of views, endless commentary, and the whole world glued to a story that blurred the line between truth and performance. By the end of the week, the outrage had mellowed into obsession. Reaction videos, think pieces, and conspiracy threads flooded YouTube. One fan said it best: "This ain't just a story about Von, Durk, or Asian. This is about how fame eats loyalty alive." No matter whose side people took, one thing became clear. Everyone lost something in the process: trust, friendship, peace. The Chicago rap scene would never feel the same again. And somewhere, behind all the noise, Lil Durk sat in silence. staring at an old photo of him and King Von, wondering if the truth even mattered anymore, or if the internet had already written its version of it forever. So after everything, the lives, the leaks, the tears, the silence, one question still hangs in the air. Who's really telling the truth? Did the Asian doll expose something the world wasn't supposed to hear? Or did she just open old wounds for attention? Did Lil Durk really lie about what happened to King Von? Or has grief twisted every story into something darker than reality? The internet is split right down the middle. Half the people are saying Asians risked everything to speak up, while others swear this was all for clicks, clout, and chaos. But deep down, everyone can feel it. This story isn't done. There are still unanswered questions, hidden messages, deleted files, and unspoken truths floating around. Because if even part of what Asians said is real, then the whole foundation of loyalty in Chicago rap just cracked. Fans are already demanding interviews, documentaries, and full explanations. But you know how this game goes. Silence is the new PR move, and the louder the internet screams, the quieter everyone involved becomes. Still, the streets are talking, the blogs are watching, and one slip, one leak, one late-night tweet could send everything crashing down again. So what do you think? Is an Asian doll brave for finally saying what others wouldn't? Or reckless for lighting a fire that can't be put out? Is Lil Durk hiding something? Or just a man caught in the echo of loss and betrayal? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. No holding back, no filters. And if you want the full follow-up, the interviews, the unseen clips, and the next major twist, make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe and turn on all notifications, because trust me, this story isn't ending and it's just beginning. Story isn't ending and it's just beginning.